As much weight as we give to the Ten Commandments, I find it instructive that Jesus chose two other commandments as the greatest ones of all. But it's not really a competition. The two commandments he chose sum up the entire Ten Commandments, and indeed the entire law. Last week, we looked at the first of these. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. Today, we look at the second of the two greatest commandments. Hello, I'm Stuart Baskin, pastor of First Presbyterian Church of Tyler, Texas, and this is your daily devotional for Saturday, August 6th, 2022. And one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question to test him. "Teacher, which commandment in the law is the greatest?" He said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the greatest and first commandment. And a second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets." Many of us know this passage by heart. In our church, we repeat these words together nearly every Sunday when we read the summary of the law, following the prayer of confession and assurance of pardon. We remind each other what Calvin taught, namely, that God gave us the law as our teacher, as our guide. Last week, we looked at the first of these two laws and noted that they summarize the first four of the Ten Commandments, laws that have to do with our relationship with God. That one comes from Deuteronomy, from a section often called the Shema, from the Hebrew word to hear. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. This is actually one of the most important and most memorable passages in the entire Old Testament. It's easy to see why Jesus chose this one as the first commandment. Since last Saturday, we've read through the last 6 of the Ten Commandments, laws having to do with our human relationships. To summarize these laws, Jesus reached into a rather obscure passage from Leviticus to find the law corresponding to the one about loving God. It is from Leviticus 19, part of a larger section containing mostly detailed regulations, such as laws about paying laborers their wages on the day they earned them, making sure to leave what is left in one's field after harvest for the poor to glean, laws like that. Then we get to this small set of laws. You shall not hate in your heart any one of your kin. You shall reprove your neighbor, or you will incur guilt yourself. You shall not take vengeance or bear grudge against any of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. Pretty much says it all, doesn't it? But of course there's more than meets the eye. Leviticus 19, the whole chapter, is comprised of laws in response to the overall command, "You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy." To be holy literally means to be set apart, to be different. In the context of the whole Old Testament, the Hebrew people were to be set apart for the larger purpose of being a blessing to all the families on the earth. But how could they be different if they didn't act any differently from other people? The answer, of course, is that if they were indistinguishable from other people, both in their worship practices and in their social interactions, they couldn't fulfill their call to holiness. The requirement to love one's neighbor as oneself is similar to the commonly known directive we know as the Golden Rule, to do unto others as you would have them do unto you, but it goes a giant step further. It's not about being treated and about treating others as you wish to be treated. It's about having the same regard for others as you have for yourself. It's about having the same regard for others as God has for them. Subtle, but important difference. In effect, all other laws governing our dealings with other people are truly subsumed under this one law: love your neighbor as yourself. When we return next week, we'll look at some of the other laws in the Old Testament that continue to guide us today. But for now, may God continue to bless you and keep you in all that you do this day and in all the days ahead.